Okay, guys, we're back with another edition of just what I was doing at the time. Thank you for tapping in. I'm Captain Chad. This is my main man, Groot. He's about a 3-month-old Rottweiler puppy, brought to me found as a stray, which is very odd because you don't normally, hear stories of little purebred German Rottweilers with absolutely amazing genetics and pedigree. And of course, I can't prove that, but just based on how many dogs I've had, I have nothing but amazing things to say about this kid, his personality, his temperament, his drive, everything. He's just, as you could see, just an absolute bundle of joy. And today is a very special day because this is my first time bringing him out into public. We're here at my local feed store where I buy my dog food. And, one of the reasons why I really like to come to this place, especially with a younger dog like this, who hasn't really had a chance to fully develop all the natural immunities and things like this, which is going to do nothing but continue to improve as he ages and as I continue to nourish him with nothing but really nutritional food, also additional vitamins and minerals and things like this. All things I like to do to boost the immunity and limit the possibility of him actually getting sick. But the reason why Cahoots is such a great option is because I come here a lot and I see what kind of people bring their dogs, and there's just not a lot of opportunity for him to get sick because people don't bring their young sick dogs here. So as long as I don't expose him to where other young sick dogs are, even at this age at 3 months, the risk factor is very low, and the benefactor versus the benefits of bringing him here and exposing him to what there is a forklift and all these new things that he's seen for the first time, it just outweighs the risk, because we want to play the preventative approach in reference to the exposure and the socialization and the experience. A lot of people bring me their dogs, they're full-grown adults with issues, in which case most of the time could have been prevented with this type of strategy and with this technical risk, so to speak. A lot of people are like, I'm going to wait till my dog gets older to do stuff like this, and then they end up with a dog that's afraid of their own shadow, and it's like every time you take them somewhere new, they're just tweaked out by everything. We want to produce a confident dog with tons of experience, so that by the time he's 2 years old and he enters his adolescence, there's really not a whole lot he hasn't seen. And that just makes for a better mind space for the dog. Much more balanced, much more confident, and that's ultimately what we're trying to produce with this strategy. Nice, dude. That was pretty brave. It's a pallet right here with like little holes in it. Let's see if he could sort it out. Come on up. Oh man, that was super big and brave of you. See if you could sort your feet out. Figure it out. Come on. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Good. Moves well. Follows a lure really nicely. Putting him into nice, lovely positions. It's all good. It's all good stuff. And the more I could get him to engage with me, with, scary tractors and people and stuff around, the more I become the center of his attention. I'm his leader, and I'm teaching him that regardless of what's happening around here, the big scary noises, the people, the other dogs, the other things, I'm the thing that matters, and I'm the guy that's going to keep him safe. And in case you're wondering, Mr. Groot here is actually available for adoption. I've had a couple of interests. I've had many of interests, but as far as candidates go, haven't had a whole lot of candidates that fit under my criteria of what I want him to go to and what I want him to do. It's a very unique dog, and it's a very unique situation on how I got him to begin with, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that he's in a position to succeed and to win, and whoever it is that's blessed with him is going to continue all the things that we've sort of set in reference to a foundation for him. So this is just what we're doing at the time, guys. Typically, if I'm hand feeding him, I'm just hand feeding him his meal. It's lunchtime for him, and I'll do some free shaping stuff. I'll do some free shaping, but if he's just going to give me his attention and stuff like that, I'll mark and pay the attention, just free shape engagement. Because really at this stage, this is like the thing that matters, is like paying him for just being brave, being outside, giving me his attention. Just little simple things like that really pay dividends in the long run. Good. And then all this stuff, I'm, not free shaping. I'm like luring him into the positions that I'm going to want. Recall into a heel, sit, down, break, front, back to a sit, and then a break again. Just taking him through the behaviors, man, over and over, drilling over and over again to where it just becomes sort of like a default setting, and then eventually we'll start to layer in a command sound. At this point, the command sound doesn't really mean a whole lot. At this stage, all I'm really trying to do is to get behaviors like sit, pay him for that. And then in the future, hey, sit, you could attach a sound to the behavior, mark and pay that. He's looking at the dude, looks at me, give him some food. Really not a whole lot more difficult than this. This is pretty simple stuff. I just don't think people see the value in this. And I also don't think people are lazy. I think people are lazy. But that's the difference. You look at my dogs versus somebody who's a bit lazy or doesn't understand the value of, starting life out like this. And you would see a monumental difference, not only in how quickly I can get behaviors from them when I need them, but also just the overall general demeanor of the dog. Very confident dogs is what we like to forge and produce, because we know a confident dog has a really good mind space. There's no fear, there's no skepticism, there's no uncertainty. And that's as a result of, how proactive we are in eliminating those possibilities with, again, how consistent we are with giving the little puppy new looks and giving them new experiences, but at the same time also being the center of their world. And that to me is just falls right in line with being the leader that our dog needs. So yeah, a lot of banter, but it's just what I was doing at the time. Kind of wanted to make this video for anybody out there that may be considering Groot, and giving them a little bit more perspective on what we're doing with him in the meantime, while we are looking for a forever home for him. But he's just a absolutely amazing little puppy, and honestly I would keep him, but I already have my pack, and my pack is big enough as it is, and I'd like to keep my pack how I have it, so that it doesn't become more than what I can handle and more than what I can offer my dogs. I like to be fair, excuse me, in that area. So anyway, how about a fun little drill in closing in this video? Fun little drill that I like to do in reference to teaching a dog their name. At this point, I don't think he really understands that his name is Groot. But here's a little game that we like to compose. And as far as I'm concerned, if you could structure your training in sort of like a game play context, I think your dog is going to have a better time learning. And I think dogs and puppies in general are very self-serving. And so when you could construct this thing where you make it extremely fun for them and there are things in it for them, you're going to end up with a dog that's really eager. You're going to build that drive, and the dog is going to become much more eager to work for you. And as a result of that, you just get tons more voluntary engagement, because you just do this over and over, and your dog learns. And hey, Groot. Yes. Good. Cool. So he was over there exploring, which is cool. But what I want to do is show you this little game I like to play. There's a lot happening, and as we play this game, I'm going to try to explain to you why it is as effective as it has been in the past. So you want to take the food, you want to present it to the pup, you want to make sure that he sees you throw it. That was a terrible toss. Good. Okay, so it's a little bit of a recall drill, but it's also going to be teaching him his name, right? So we throw the food, he goes and gets it. Groot! I say his name just as he comes up to turn, because what's going to happen is he's going to look to see where the food came from. Okay, boom. He's going to come up looking for more. Groot! You click and you mark that behavior of going from there to here, but you're also attaching his name. You say his name, he performs a recall. So you're really introducing his name. Groot! You're attaching a really positive association to his name. He loves food, and we're utilizing it as a tool in this context. Go get it. Groot! Nice. So there's a lot happening all within one little fun little game there. And then, you know, as you continue to do this over and over again, go get it. Groot. Yes, good boy. You're going to find that every time you say your dog's name, they're going to be looking up at you. You're going to get their engagement. You're going to get their focus because that sound has something in it for them. Does that make sense, you guys? I appreciate you guys watching the content so much. I particularly enjoy my raise and train program where I raise puppies and train them and ultimately find them a perfect fit in the end. I'm very particular. I'm very sort of stingy when it comes to who I choose because to me, the monetary gain that I get out of it has absolutely nothing to do with what my intentions are and how much I care about him and what ends up happening to him. So if you have any more questions or concerns in the event you're watching this video, which you probably aren't because this video is long as fuck and most people have the attention span of a fucking mouse. But if you are watching, thank you. And, you know, maybe tell a friend that you might find to be a sufficient, responsible, due diligence type person who might be looking for literally the perfect little Rottweiler puppy to raise and love for the rest of his life. Let me know. Like and subscribe. Toodle pip. We'll see you later. Good boy. All right. Peace.